it going? This is Tim with the channel Daily Deals with Tim, and today we are going to present you guys with the comparison between stocks and cryptocurrency. Alright, so stocks and cryptocurrencies. I probably guess that you guys know what stocks are, which is shares that companies present to the investors. They could invest in and either profit or lose based on the price of the stock. However, for cryptocurrencies, you guys might not know as much, or maybe you guys might know more than me, but generally, or basically, it's a decentralized virtual transaction that comes in various different forms, but it started with Bitcoin, and as later on more cryptocurrencies formed, such as Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and on and on and on. So which is better to invest in, stocks or cryptocurrencies? So this is a very hard question, as there are pros and cons to stocks and pros and cons to cryptocurrencies. So first of all, let me share the pros of stock and stock trading. So what stocks are, I already explained that. So for stocks, the pros is that stocks go up and down, but it usually goes in an uptrend. So once in a while there's crash stocks where it goes really down, the prices drop, but generally over the years the stock prices go in a slow gradual upward trend. Also, the stocks are visible, as you can check out the companies that the stocks belong to, such as Apple, Microsoft, Facebook. Those are all physical companies that you can actually check out. So that's one good part. And also, there is a pattern or a strategy you can learn with stocks. So if you go to a site called Investopedia or other academic stock sites, you could actually learn how some stocks work, how some patterns go, and you could kind of predict, but I would say with a caution, you could kind of learn the strategies of the stocks and how they web through the prices. Also, stocks have this thing called dividends, which is really important to the stocks. And what dividends are is that either quarterly or monthly, the company will pay a percentage of the stock to you in cash. So let's say you had $100 in one stock, and their dividend was 2%. So what that would be in a year, the stock would pay back 2% to you. So that would be $2. So if you had $100 stock for a year, they would give $2 back with a 2% yield, or 2% dividend yield. And that ranges from 0.1% to as high as 15% or even higher. So that is one of the big reasons I love stocks, because of the dividend yields. There is a gradual growth with the dividends, as you can reinvest the dividend that you get back into the stocks and have this exponential growth throughout the years. And let's see, also with the stocks, it's very easy to make transactions with, and I'll say that with the hint of salt, because in traditional stock sites it's pretty hard to make transactions because of the fee. So most people getting into stocks don't want to pay fees, and it could be high as, I don't know, $10 or per transaction, and I would really hate to pay to invest in stocks. So, but that is covered by this app called Robinhood, which is a free stock trading app, and you could trade stocks for free, and also you can get a free stock when you sign up at my link. So this is a pretty good deal, I would say, and this is one of the big reasons that I started on stock trading and stock investing, because of Robinhood. It gives me a fee-free app that I can trade stocks with. So that is a big pro to the stocks. And let's say the cons to the stocks. Cons is that stocks can be volatile. Sometimes there's going to be a market crash, which can go from like 10% to 20% down. And whenever that happens, the whole stock just kind of falls apart, but not really. So you guys got to be kind of prepared for that, or at least know that is a possibility. And also stocks, as they're real companies out there, the companies, based on their earnings, can very fluctuate in the prices. So sometimes if their earning is lower than what is expected, their price will drop, and those things you cannot really predict. So it is kind of a gamble, but not really. So, and also, say stocks, even though they're on a gradual uptrend in generally, you have to really figure out when you should buy it. Because if you buy it at a high point and it drops, and you're scared that it's gonna drop even more and you sell it, you just made a loss on your trade. And then let's say a couple weeks later, it goes back up higher than what you bought it for. And that's when you regret it and say, okay, I'm not gonna stock trade again, forget this. So you don't want to go through that phase, but I know that a lot of people do, and I've made so many mistakes like that. But you have to be smart when you're stock trading and buying stocks at the right timing. Alright, so now for cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is a big deal recently, as it came up in major newses all over YouTube, and people all are interested in cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, as it is the original one that started up all this. So the pros of cryptocurrency is that, first of all, it is highly volatile. That could be a pro and a con. So especially for Bitcoin, when it started from cents to dollars, single digit dollars, went up to double digit, to triple digit, to quadruple digits. So as you can see, the growth is very quick, very fast. So if you guys had invested in Bitcoin years back, you guys could have been millionaires and billionaires. However, realistically speaking, who knew that Bitcoin was gonna be like this? I know so many people who bought Bitcoin when it was really cheap and then sold it because they didn't know what the future was gonna be. So the future for cryptocurrencies is very unpredictable and volatile. So it could go way up high or it could go way low. So kind of like stocks, but just much more volatile. Yes, let's say another pro is that cryptocurrency is fairly unknown right now. So in the world, I would say, I can't really generalize this, but maybe less than 5% of the world knows what cryptocurrency is. Maybe less than like 2%, I feel like. Because if you just ask anyone out there in the daily world, do you know what cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is? And people might have heard it, but they don't know it as much. So it's fairly unknown, but it is a good thing, because as cryptocurrency spread and more people use it and own it, the prices are going to go up. So there is a good future for the cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. And I feel like that is the cons, or that is the pros for cryptocurrencies, as it can be very volatile, so it could be very expensive. So if you own it earlier and the price surges up, like Bitcoin, you can make very good profits out of it. And that is a major reason, but the con of cryptocurrencies is the same thing as the first one, which is volatility. So it can go way high, but it could go way low as well. So you gotta be careful when you invest, as the prices can be very fluctuating. Another con is that aside from a couple of the top ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, a lot of the other cryptocurrencies out here are quote unquote made up. So what I mean by made up is that they have a plan. They have this thing called white paper where they show you their plan and what they're going to do, but they haven't created the real thing yet. So there are many cryptocurrencies out here that have a plan but haven't got to work yet. So if you guys are going to invest in a lot of these other cryptocurrencies that are coming up, and I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are gonna be, oh, I'm just gonna invest when it's low, like Bitcoin, and then it's gonna surge up to 4,000 or 5,000. I'm gonna be a billionaire by then. However, I would say Bitcoin, because it is the first original cryptocurrencies, it was able to go surge this high. But a lot of other cryptocurrencies don't even have the real thing in their hands. So I would say the con is that a lot of the cryptocurrencies don't have the actual thing and just have the plan called white paper. So I would say they're very hard to physically see what they're made of or capable of. They could say whatever they want in the websites and make cool designs and logos. However, in the end, it is really hard to confirm that they have what they talk about. Except for the couple of top ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, because they have actual creators talking about it and updating you guys with all the news, and you guys could see that Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum are spreading all over the world. There are actual ATM machines where you can trade those. So I would say that is the con of cryptocurrencies. Alright, so this video is going long, but I want to just mention a little more. So should you invest in stocks or cryptocurrencies? This has got in my mind many times, and I would say for short-term investments, they are both viable, I would say. But I would say the riskier play would be cryptocurrency, as if you invest and then the price surges up really high, you can sell it off. However, for stock trading, I would say you would need a lot more volumes to make that same profitability. So for stocks, if you get like 5 to 10%, that is really good profit. However, for cryptocurrencies, you can make up to 200-300% of the original investment, and that is really good. But you wouldn't be able to do that same on the stock, generally speaking. So cryptocurrencies are definitely riskier, but they have a lot of rewards behind it. So if you guys are going for risky plays, I would suggest cryptocurrencies. However, if you guys are more conservative and want to invest for the long term or the medium time, I will suggest Robinhood or stock trading, because in a long term, stocks can exponentially grow, especially with good dividend yields, as you can reinvest the cash that the company gives you yearly and keep on growing your portfolio. I would say if you guys are going for medium or long term investment, definitely check out Robinhood and the stock trading. But another thing, a long-term investment can be good for cryptocurrencies as well. As you can see, when Bitcoin first started, it was at cents and dollars, but now it's at 4,000. So it shows you how over the years it can grow really quick. But if you guys going for long-term investing, I would suggest you guys to do your research on the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Kind of forget about the rest, because you want to have the actual physical proof that the cryptocurrencies can work, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. Many of the other cryptocurrencies doesn't have the real thing in their hands, and they kind of have the plan. They say they're gonna do this and this, but they do not have the real thing. So I would say do your research and see which top cryptocurrencies are good to invest in. And I would say long-term investment is good for cryptocurrencies. And for me, I am looking primarily at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And one of the reasons is that Coinbase supports all three of them. And Coinbase is an easy transaction site where you can buy Bitcoin for US dollars, which I'm located at, US. So it is what I'm looking at right now. But if you guys are looking at long-term investments in cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, I would highly suggest Litecoin, because Litecoin has a faster transaction speed and better transaction speed and less fee than Bitcoin. And it is, just technically speaking, it is way better than Bitcoin in my opinion. However, the prices are way different as well, as Bitcoin is at $4,000, Litecoin is at $45. However, I have a strong prediction that Litecoin is going to surge up higher, but at a gradual pace. So it's not going from 45 to 1,000 in over a week. No, I would say it's probably going from 45 to maybe 100 in a year, maybe 100 to like a 200 in a couple of years. So it's gonna be a gradual increase in my prediction, and that is good in the long term because it will keep on going up in a sure manner, and you don't want to have the fluctuating prices everywhere and then maybe suddenly gone. No, you don't want that. So I would say if you guys are looking for long-term cryptocurrency investment, definitely check out Litecoin, do your research, and see if it's worth your investment. In my opinion, it is. So I have invested a little bit in Litecoin, but probably going to invest more later on. Yeah, so just to cap, short-term crypto is very risky play but high reward. Short-term stocks, it's so-so in my opinion, but for long terms, stocks are the way to go, and cryptos also are the way to go, but you gotta do your research in both sides and make sure you I would say select your top stocks and top cryptocurrencies and see which ones you want to invest in and actually go for it. However, if it's going to ruin your daily lives because of these investing, don't do it. Highly suggest don't do it. Only do it when you have spare money to spare. Yeah, so if it's going to ruin your life, please do not do it. However, if you have spare money that you want to invest in and monthly in the same fixed amount, I suggest you guys to check these out. Alright, so sorry for the long video, but just wanted to cover both sides of this. So I'll be back with more on this channel, Daily Deals with Tim.